Thank you so much everyone for making it. I know it's a Friday, it's the last session. I guess we were asked to save the best for the last. So really, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. This really means a lot. And of course, thank some of our customers are also here. The work what we have been doing in this space. So this really means, thank you so much, Charlie. Really. So let's get started. So our topic today is art of storytelling. Building simple, engaging and actionable data visualization experiences. As most of you would agree with this, visual communication is one of the most innovative and very powerful tools to communicate a story for a brand, for a product or any use case in so many different creative ways, right? And as one of the famous quotes states, image speaks 1,000 words. With that mindset and motivation, we at HCl, the work what we do, we create a lot of these custom experiences around data in a visually appealing and engaging data visualization experience across reporting tools and technologies. So with that, let's look at the agenda for today. So we will quickly talk about our HCl, give a brief overview of HCl and our design philosophy, execution methodology and design thinking. We'll share a couple of design thinking point of views of how we do create these engaging experiences, and also show you some of the concepts what we have actually developed on Tableau for our customers. With that, this is Rakesh Mohanlal Nagpal. I've been practicing UX for over 20 years and been with HCl for 10 years. I lead the visual intelligence practice where we create these custom experiences across, as I mentioned, across different reporting technologies. And this is actually my passion turned profession. I enjoy visualizing data. So yeah, happy to be here and sharing this experience.
Okay, great, thanks. Hey guys, I'm Dominic Burley. I work for HCl. I've been here with about 2 years. I've been in the IT space for well over 20 years, doing everything from software development to business intelligence, and I'm working in the data visualization space, data virtualization and cloud data warehousing now. And here for Tableau, I'm a Tableau SME, and I practice that as a Tableau solution architect within HCl. So let me get on to the next slide here, and we'll talk about what HCl is. HCl is a international, multinational corporation. We have 44 countries that we operate within, with 144 ideapreneurs is what we call ourselves within the organization. Are based out of the US. We're in Sunnyvale, California. We do about $9 billion in revenue within HCl Technologies, and there's something else there I was going to say, I can't remember. But anyway, looking at our service offerings that we operate across for digital transformation, that's what we like to focus on, is digital transformation. So helping organizations reimagine, replatform and modernize, rewire and reinvent. We operate within the digital and analytics group within this, within the organization there. So we're helping groups get to a more modern platform like Tableau, migrating from perhaps MicroStrategy or business objects or something like that, as well as becoming a more agile organization, moving from on-premise to the cloud. I'll pass it back to Rakesh.
Yeah, talking about our design philosophy, it's always been around maximizing insight and minimizing clicks, and how to bring in UX design thinking to the work what we do from the technology side, right? So this is one of my favorite slides, which talks about how we bring in data, how we understand data, which actually enlightens us to create those meaningful visualizations, and which are quite engaging and also self-explanatory for the end user, which is altogether, put this together, it's the power of art of storytelling. And we gracefully do this across different tools and technologies. On your left, of course, Tableau being one of the most popular across our client bases, but we also innovate on these across different technologies along with some of the open source technologies. And some of our key tenets of success has been around these three main areas. We call it our data C: simple, we as building these simple and intuitive experience, we put in a lot of design thinking which are quite intuitive for the end user, and building these engaging experiences, making sure we have the right color palette, right canvas, and also building some of the reusable templates, and making sure we have the right responsive design approach, leveraging Tableau native mobile device settings, and also creating these actionable visualizations which helps the end user to make quick decisions on their data. This has been our execution methodology. We call it our AVP approach: analyze, visualize, productionize. So at HCl we have a dedicated design lab which is in Dallas, Frisco. So where we invite our clients to come participate in the whiteboarding brainstorming sessions to create these engaging visual experiences using Tableau or any other reporting technology, right? And for productionize, we do it at on-site at the client location, and we also have offices in India and nearshore, which is in Mexico, Guadalajara. And these are some of the key roles for us to be successful on this execution methodology, which is having a right data visualization design SME, and making sure we have the right business and usability analyst, and of course a visual designer to create quick rapid prototypes of how the end product would look like once it is developed on Tableau. And along with that, we also have the reporting developers. So quickly talking about one specific use case applying design thinking methodology. So how to build a engaging and meaningful pie chart. So this is a standard pie chart any tool offers, right? And this is the sample use case what we have chosen for this demo. So here it's about incident management. So we have open tickets and closed tickets data, and along with this we also wanted to visualize how many are in high, medium and critical kind of a scenario for the open tickets. So the way we do it is, pie chart is a great visualization, but in my opinion there is lot of real estate on pie chart which can be well utilized. So opening up the center area which helps the maximize the overall real estate on this, and bringing in the right insights which helps the end user understand what's going on with this visualization, right? So we show the overall value and we color indicate how many are in open state and closed state. Along with this, we add another a visual layer at the bottom most, showing what's in red, yellow and green, the overall. So building the right engaging pie chart and making sure the end user is able to get most out of this specific visualization. And moving on, so this is one of my favorite, been ideating on this specific use case for quite some time, building an integrated data marketplace solution for our customers. So we met with quite a few customers across different industries, and identified, we spoke to various business and also IT users, and these were some of the key user pain points what we gathered from these discussions. Eliminating shadow IT. Every large organization has at least minimum 2 or 3 different reporting technologies which they use, either it's a BO, Tableau or any other reporting technologies, right? So the standard the problem here was every business goes and creates the same kind of dashboards using their different data sets. So there was no standard kind of integrated place where they could actually go find these different visualizations or the dashboards which is already built. And the other problem was the scattered data information, and third key user pain point was SSO experience. So what we have done at HCl, we have created this solution which is a scalable design solution, responsive, which helps the organization build this consolidated platform across the different reporting assets, data assets, advanced analytics, and also bringing in the self-service piece into their overall solution. So and these are some of the other key features what we have introduced as part of this platform. The user can actually bookmark, like, share, comment, and see who the data asset owner is, and also some of the usage analysis of how the different user behavior on this specific platform which has been implemented. And quickly on Hover, they get to see what are the different assets they would want to buy, different categories, and get into a more detailed view which gives you a thumbnail kind of a snapshot of the reporting assets which is available for that specific end user. And this, all of this is controlled through a AD group mapping. Depending on your user access, this shows up the assets which you are allowed to look at. Along with this, we also have some of the innovative features on the right panel. Once you slide open, you can see who the data owner is, and we have been innovating on this specific voice analytics with some of our technological partners, bringing in voice insights which sits on top of Tableau. And good thing about this is Ask Data, what we heard from the keynote, we can now embed Ask Data within any web platform, so which is very powerful, where the user can actually search what's happening with on your Tableau assets. And also with this voice analytics, it doesn't just give you what's available on your Tableau asset, it also scrolls through your underlying data and bring in more additional information which is which you might not have visualized on your Tableau dashboard. So now with this, I will hand over to my colleague Dominic, walk you through some of the other use cases what we have ideated and implemented on our client engagements.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so let's take examples, look at some examples that we've done using Tableau with some assistance from some other technologies in here as well, and I'll explain those as we go through. So this was working with a pharmaceutical company here in the US. They wanted to understand how their applications were being used throughout the organization and across the world geographically, by department and by managers, so they could control, who was accessing what related to that. So we were trying to, with the navigation across the top, to help drive the user to the story we were trying to tell. So initially, off the left-hand side, we're summarizing the number of applications that they have through the organization as we categorized them there. And in the middle, driving the pie chart, as Rakesh described earlier, to give that exposure of, well, where's this usage at, and where is it most prominent related to that. So across the top, using the version of Tableau that we had at the time, we had to kind of make this navigation work there. So we kind of created that as the users could drive through there and getting to a geographic view with a little more detail of what they just saw on the previous screen. They could drive through the navigation at the top or drive through the previous worksheet on there as well. And so now they got a geographic view by the size of the pie charts on there, the bubbles, where's the application used most prominently, and they can continue their navigation through here, and they get down to the manager level related to this. So we did this with Tableau, and on the left-hand side, we brought in JavaScript to help drive some of that navigation over there, to bring in the profile pictures related to that, so that could be dynamic related to what manager and what employees we were looking at for the given time. So this was a good use of how we drove the story for the user. Started at a high level and worked our way down to a more specific example of what they were trying to get at. So with this is another example of where we kind of pull everything together to kind of drive that story and bring it in alternate views of how people want to be able to see it. You bring in a timeline along the bottom so they can see that time series, so they can see that trend that's going on with their story. The pie chart pulls all the data together. Okay, my Apple Watch is trying to tell me there. So the pie chart pulls it all together and summarizes those results. And again, down below with the bubble charts to kind of drive in that a little more of a significant information related to the visualization. So that's just a couple examples of what we did with that. What we're going to look at next here is how do we go through this process? Looking at maybe doing some examples, some prototyping, some wireframes related to that. So what you see there on the screen is what you may have typically started with. This may be an Excel spreadsheet that you have through your organization. Everybody has Excel spreadsheets. And in the old school report factory mode, it was let's just take what was in that spreadsheet and let's just recreate it as a table within your tool. And I mean, Tableau allows us to do this, even though that may not be the best way to do it. So we started with something like this, and this information here was from a major financial institution here within the U.S. And we have the data broken up by several different categories, how they distribute money to their lending partners. And so we started with some prototypes and some examples. So we took that spreadsheet on the left and created a nice visualization on the right to kind of geographically show where their money's going throughout the world, how it's broken up by the regions across the top, as well as a bar chart there on the left-hand side. So that was one example that we worked with them. We did another example, kind of moving it around a little bit more, showing some bubble charts on there to convey that in a little bit of a different way. And then we started thinking about, well, how do we show this on mobile? So here's some examples where we started putting this in mobile to kind of consolidate that view as well, because this was a US bank, but they worked with partners all over the world that needed to have access to this data. And so their mobile device was their way of getting access to this information. So this was a really critical piece of this project. So as we worked through these wireframes related to that, we started with one example, and then we worked on something like this related to it. And the end product ended up being something like this. And so we're showing all the screens on this screenshot here, but we're going to show you, we're going to pull it up here on the phone in just a moment. So we started with the navigation view and then kind of drilled through to a summary level of what we wanted to see within the program. And as you drill through, depending on the colored tile, the green just happens to be the action we chose through here. As you click through, it went into your industry group. And then as I clicked on an industry group, it went down a little bit, a deeper level there. And we kind of drive that navigation. You can use the measures naturally within Tableau to drive that action, but we wanted to kind of lead the user down the path we want them to go. So that's why we put the ellipses, the 3 dots that you see on there, so we can drive that navigation a little bit easier. So let's flip over to the mobile view so we can show this in action so you can guys see what this actually looked like. So this is hosted
actually
on our
Tableau mobile.
Yeah, this is hosted on HCL's Tableau lab instance that we have. So we're able to take this out into the field and demo this with our clients and our partners.
Yeah. So this is the quick launch screen. So from here, the user has multiple options to choose from. So I click on Program Summary. So as a specific user is used, there are some design patterns which are actually specific for mobile device. So we put in these design principles here to create this experience. So as you see on top, on the header, we have the hamburger menu which navigates the user back to the main summary sheet, and also the filter icon which opens the filter panel from the right and also helps the user. This is the quick summary view, and I click on this ellipse and it opens the kind of a graduation flow of what's going on with this specific data which is under total committed. And I can also drill down further by clicking for one specific use case here, CFG, and here within this gray placeholder we actually had the visualizations built which were dynamic based on the data. So showing you the complete overall experience, how to build the engaging experience around mobile using Tableau mobile device settings.
Yeah, this solution here is totally Tableau. We didn't use any external tools to help with this. So the navigation, every one of those sheets that you see within there, that's all driven on Tableau server.
And also we can also filter by industry group, and the data filters on the screen. So filter by region.
Right.
I can reset it back to all. Yep.
That's very responsive. All right.
Yep.
So that's just one example that we have that we've done with that. We have many more examples and case studies that we could walk through related to that, given an opportunity to talk with you guys further. So to kind of pull it all together, so the key takeaways that we wanted to leave with you guys was maximizing your insights and minimizing clicks. So getting that information in front of the users, not forcing them to have to dive into and discover that information. The data C being simple, engaging, and actionable with how you build your dashboards. Visualizations at scale. So building those dashboards to work not only on your laptop or your desktop, but also on the mobile and the tablet. You be able to deliver that where the users are. Packaged visualization experience. We at HCl, we provide solutions around Tableau to be able to do that, and with individuals like Rakesh to be able to do user experience design, and individuals like myself to help with the Tableau solutioning, we can kind of pull that all together and help you guys out through that. And then you guys saw the integrated data marketplace service solution that we have there. So being able to consume that metadata that you have from Tableau as well as other tools to surface that data throughout your organization and bring it into a central place that's browser-based, so people know to go to one place to find your reports, your dashboards, and your data sets throughout your organizations without having to hunt for that information. So if you guys have any more questions, we'd be glad to talk with you further on that. But you can also reach out to Vineet Tawar. He's our partner manager, and he can get us in contact with you, and we can talk about this further. So with that, we'd appreciate it if you guys could complete the survey, give us some feedback on how we did today, and we appreciate you guys sticking around for the last session of the day at Tableau. Thank you.
Thank you.